Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, today we're going to be completing this SS10 Hotfix Rhinestone design in Cricut Design Space. So this is a design that I purchased from Etsy. So we're going to go and upload it. So I'm going to click on Upload, Upload Image, Browse, and I think I put it in my downloads. If not, I'll have to go and download it, but let's just take a look. All right, let me go over to Etsy right quick. And we're going to go to my account, purchases, and it's this file, limited edition. We're going to download that. And then we'll go back to my file, to my downloads. We're going to right click it and select extract all. And we're going to extract it. You have to have the extract file or extracted file in order to use it. So when you see it like this with the zipper, that means that's a zipped file. It's compressed and you have to extract it. So that's what I've done, and now it just looks like a folder. So now we can go back to Cricut Design Space and upload image, browse, and we're going to go to our downloads. We're going to grab the file that we just extracted, which is this limited edition, and we want to use the SVG file. So let's see the difference between these. It's limited edition 1 and 2. Okay, it's cut file. We're going to upload that. Upload, add to canvas. All right, so we want to change this from 52. So number one, excuse me, number one, we're going to hide this pink line because we don't want that. So we're just going to select that line here and we're going to click on the eye to get rid of it. And then I'm going to just take a look at what we have here. Let's see what all parts this is. Okay, so that's established in 1971. And we're going to be changing that. And then this is our 52. We're going to change that as established. And then that's the circle. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to hide this for just a second. And we are going to go back to that file because there should be some numbers in there right here. Limited edition numbers. And let's take a look at this one. So we got our 6 and our 4, and we got our 5 and our 9. Okay, cool. I'm going to upload that numbers file, and we're going to add it to the canvas. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to get rid of all the numbers we don't need. So we don't need the 8. We're going to hide it. We don't need the 7. Oh, first let me ungroup it. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to get rid of some stuff here. We're going to get rid of the 7. and the 8. We're going to keep the 5 and the 9. We don't need the 2. And we don't need the 0. And we don't need the 1. We do need the 4. And I think it did have that in there. All right, let me take a look back at the file. All right. All right, so we need the 5, the 9, and then the lower numbers, the smaller numbers, we're going to have 1964. So 5, 9, we need in the uppercase. So 5. Let me put these back. Okay, so we're going to need 1. We're going to get rid of 2. And where are these numbers? Because I don't see them moving. Okay, there they go. 6. We're going to keep the 1. We're going to get rid of the 3 and the 5. We're going to go back and grab the 9 and bring it back right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to be shifting these. I'm going to get rid of this border. And then we're going to get rid of these numbers now. So on those numbers, we only need the 5 and the 9. That's it. So we're going to get rid of okay, not that 1, but we're going to get rid of, so that's our 1964 right there. That's our 59. We're going to get rid of the 0, the 4, the 3, the 1, and we're going to get rid of the 6 right there. Okay, so what we're going to do now, excuse me, is we're going to take this and we're going to click on ungroup, and we're going to have to move these next to each other. So I'm going to highlight the 9, and then I'm going to move it here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and move it here. That's our 1964. All right, so that's what we want right there. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to group it for right now. And I'm going to hide it. And then I'm going to bring back the other one, which is here. And we're going to get rid of, I could have made it a little bit easier on myself, but I didn't. I just never do. We're going to get rid of the border. And since I've already taken these numbers that I need, I'm going to get rid of these. Okay. And 1971. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to shift this down. And I'm going to bring back the 59 and the 64. So we're going to bring that back. And we're going to take, let me move this to ungroup it. And that way we'll have this by itself and this by itself. Now we can shift both of those over to the side there and bring that 59 in and the 1964. I'm going to ungroup the 1964 and see if I'm going to be able to um, be boopy. See if I can bring. Uh-oh. Can't do that. You cannot resize. Do not resize because you're going to be changing the size of your rhinestones, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so I think we just about got it. I need to move that forward just a little bit. Again, do not resize these stones, guys, because if you resize, it's not going to work. All right, so we want to make sure that we got 0.13 and 0.13 in stones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the 59, and I'm just going to say contour. I just want to check the circle and make sure that it's 0.13. So I'm going to hide all contours so that I only have one circle left. And I just want to take a look. So 0.13 and 0.13, and that's exactly what you should have. That's how you can tell if your stones are the right size, or not your stone, but your circles. All of your circles should be 0.13. So I'm going to check the numbers here. I'm clicking on the 6. I'm going to hide all contours, and I'm going to take a look. 0.13, 0.13. So we're good. We're going to go back and show all contours. This is the way you can check to make sure that your circles are what they should be. So I'm going to see if I can bring this down a little bit more. I think I still need to shift that 4 up some. I go up a little bit more and come in like that. Oh God, that 4 just look wrong. Let's see. Let me check the size of these stones on that 4 because it look big to me. I hide all contours. All right, so it is 0.13, and that's where I'm looking. I'm gonna go here and show all contours. Let's see now if that looks right. Okay, that's better. All right, now we have limited edition 59 established in 1964. And we're going to take and highlight all of it, and we're going to group it. And now we have one cohesive um, design. So it's showing you that this design is 11.407 by 11.407. I'm going to be using a 12 by 12 piece of Magic Flop on my 12 by 12 cutting mat. And so at this point, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to call this limited edition. And that way I don't have to resize this. If I want to do this in different color stones on a different shirt for myself, I can do that without having to start over. And I already have SS10 designs for a collection out here. So I'm just going to hit save. Now I'll be able to get back to this file with no problem. I have all my numbers and everything that I need. If I need to make a shirt for somebody else, I can do so. So we're going to go ahead now, and we're going to have Cricut to cut this design for us. I'm just going to put it about there. We're going to have Cricut to cut this out for us, and it's probably going to take a minute, but just put it on your cutting mat, let Cricut do its thing, and then we're going to put our stones in. And let's take a look back at Etsy for just a second to see how many stones we're going to need for this design. So your file tells you that this is all numbers included. It's Rhinestone 10SS, and Let's see if it is over here. Because a lot of times they'll tell you how many stones you're going to need. Instant download, unless I'm missing it, because I don't see it. Sometimes they'll have it on. Oh, there it is. You're going to need 1,858 crystal 10 SS, and it shows you 11.4 by 11.4. Now, sometimes that's the number you're going to be looking for in Cricut Design Space or Silhouette to make sure that your file is the size it's supposed to be. If you take it into Silhouette or Cricut and the size is wrong, more than likely your stones are also going to be wrong. Okay. So when we look at this, we got 11.4 by 11.4, which is a good indication that our stones were indeed a the size for an SS10 hot fix rhinestones. Okay. So you don't need to mirror or do anything here. We're going to go ahead and click make it. And oh, I forgot one thing. We're going to go back. We're going to highlight it. We're going to click on attach. And now we're going to make it. And then it'll put everything in one, one file. So we don't have to worry about, it cutting wrong. All right, so we can see that we're going to be right on the edge right here, but it should still be good on this 11 by 4 because we can't resize it. We're going to change this to a 12 by 12. You do not have to mirror it or anything. We're going to click on continue. And I have a custom size that I need. Let me cut my Cricut on. I don't know why my Cricut, it is on. I'm looking at the light. I don't know why sometimes it'll act like I need to put my Cricut on. Weren't able to connect your machine. Let me make sure my Bluetooth is on. Maybe that's the problem. Hold on. All right, my Cricut is on and my Bluetooth is on, so I don't know why Cricut is tripping. That's why it's always good to save your project so that you don't have to start over. My maker is connected. And I'm gonna turn my Cricut off and cut it back on. Hold on, guys. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to get my Cricut set up here because my Bluetooth is not showing. So give me 1 second. All right, guys. I had to go in and reset up my Bluetooth. Don't know why it wasn't showing set up already. All right, so we're gonna change this back to a 12 by 12. And we're going to click on continue. All right, and I have my own Magic Flock setting. So I'm going to select that. Otherwise, you just go to materials and select Magic Flock or Sticky Flock, whichever one you're using. And I'm going to put this on more because I'm using a different mat. And you want to make sure you have the fine point blade. Always check your blade to make sure there's no material on the edge of the blade because that will interfere with your cutting. So I'm going to do that. There should be nothing in clamp A, and Cricut should be ready to cut for us. We're going to go over to the Cricut machine.
All right, guys, and my cutting machine, I am going to use my Cricut mat, and I have the Magic Flop. You always want to take that white backing. You always want to peel that white backing off, and you want to make sure that this is really nice and sticky, because if it's not, then you're going to have issues with it actually cutting. So I'm gonna take this off. It's really, really sticky, as you guys can see, and I'm gonna reposition it because it was kind of down a little bit. So I'm going to reposition, because I want to make sure that it cuts everywhere. I don't want no problems. All right, I'm going to put this on a flat surface. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Cricut is ready. We're going to go ahead and place this into our cutting machine. This mat is kind of bent right there. I don't know if that's going to work. That may be why I had it the other way. Let me see if I put it in this way, if that'll be better. All right. All right, there we go. And I have the wrong blade in here. We need our fine point blade. And we're just going to double check and make sure we don't have any material on our blade. And we're going to pop that in there. All right, give me 1 second. Hold on, guys. All right, now we can cut. When it stopped my mat from going in where it was bent, it triggered my maker. All right, we're gonna let this cut. I'm not going to hold you while this is cutting because it's gonna take a minute because this is a large file, but I just wanted to get you started. Once it's done, we will walk through the process of layering the stones together so that you can get the entire visual of how to make this design if you want to. Don't let the established year and age discourage you from purchasing this template, because you saw me go in. It comes with the numbers already sized in the SS10, and you just have to add your exact numbers or replace the numbers that you need, and you can still create this design, which is going to be beautiful. All right, so I'll be back once it's done cutting and we'll continue. All right, guys, it just finished cutting. It took a little bit over an hour for this big file to cut. So We're gonna go ahead and release it, and you can see that it cut really well. So hopefully we don't have too much work to do when we take this up off of the mat. Hopefully it'll take up really good and have most of the dots left behind. That's going to be our hope, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this taken off of the mat and get ready to lay the rhinestones on it so we can get them pressed onto our t-shirt. All right, 1 second. All right, guys, so I have delayed finishing up this project, but this is the template all cut out with the 59 established in 1964 with the circle going around it, and you can see that it cut out really well. I will to actually cut this design, it took over an hour. So what we're gonna do now is I have a piece of cardstock that I'm gonna use to put this on when I take it off of here, but we're just gonna take it and see how much work we're gonna have to do to get this to a place where we can use it. And it did a really good job, as you guys can see. It did a really good job with taking off most of the circles, but we're still gonna have a little bit of work to do, especially up in this area. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my mat cleaned off here so that I can kind of work it a little bit for reuse. So let me get my little scraper right here, and I'm just gonna take and scrape these little babies up so that I can lay this back down. Get it to go over here without making a mess, which, remember I told y'all, you're gonna end up with little blue magic flock or sticky flock everywhere. These little dots can really go crazy. But for the most part, it did cut really good, because all these dots, guys, if they don't come up the first time, you got to work it to get them off your design over there. So I'm just kind of cleaning the mat off so I can reuse it. Sometimes I'll have multiple mats that I can use, but then you just have a lot more mats to clean up when you're done. All right, so I'm going to lay this back down and attempt to get the rest of these little circles off of here. So this is our design so far. I'm going to use my brayer to kind of help me try to get this going here. So this up in here is like, ooh, a lot of work. A lot of work needs to be done. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue to take these off, and then I'm going to come back when I'm ready to move on to the next step. You guys can go and watch any of my previous SS10 rhinestone videos. See all those little dots? So I'm going to have to keep walking through this process until I get all of these off of here. That is why, guys, when you see somebody selling a completed rhinestone design, that is why it's normally a little bit on the expensive side, because this process right here, it takes a lot of work. The larger the design is, the more work it's going to take. So, you know, you're not going to see somebody selling a rhinestone t-shirt like this for $15. Just not going to happen. And if they do, God bless them. Because it takes a lot of work to get this baby, you know, together. All right, so I'm going to continue going and collecting these, and then I'll come back and we'll move on to the next process, which is layering our rhinestones. And guys, you want to make sure you do watch till the end, because I'm going to use these rhinestones because I'm sick of them. I don't like the rhinestones that come in these little containers like this. It's hard to keep up with them. It's hard to know how many you have in here. So I'm going to be using these different colors to make this design come together. Don't know how it's going to look in the end, but I'm just trying to get rid of these rhinestones, okay? And never again will I buy rhinestones that come in a little container like this. Sometimes the little tops pop off and, you know, they waste all over the floor. Just easy. They're harder to manage than when they're in the little baggies, and you can't really keep up with how many, you know, you have left. So I really don't like this. I'll probably either trash this or find another purpose for it. Don't know what else I could use it for. Chime in the comments and tell me what else I might be able to use this little container for, but it's definitely not rhinestones, okay? All right, so I'm gonna come back when I'm ready to move on to the next step, and we'll go and get the rhinestones laid out to see how it's going to look, all right? All right, guys, we got all of our little circles out. Looks like I see one right there. There we go. All right, so now we got all of our little circles actually cut out. So now you can see it's limited edition, 59, established in 1964. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take and we're going to transfer this over to a piece of cardstock, so that if I wanted to do this design again in a different color rhinestones, all I have to do is lay the rhinestones. I don't have to do any more cutting of this template for established in 59 and 1964. All right. But if I wanted to use the template for a different year, blah, 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 then I would have to start all over. All right. But as long as it's for me, for 59, then I'm good to go. Or anybody else that may be 59, born in 64, okay? All right. So we're gonna now take this off, and I'm just gonna place it on this piece of cardstock here. And that way I can reuse it. Okay. So there we have it. I always like to, I mean, you'll always look and say, okay, there go another one, there go another one. But hopefully I got most of them. Hold on one second, y'all. This table or bench that I sit on hurts my leg. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take my rhinestones, and I'm just gonna pour these rhinestones out, and wherever they fall, whatever color falls, wherever, that's what it's gonna be. All right, so maybe I'll start with one color and go from there. All right, so we're just gonna pour the rhinestones out. And remember, I'm trying to use up these rhinestones. I'm not gonna bag them all up in all that good stuff. I just want to get rid of all of them in this little tool here. And then I'm going to use my brush. One second here. A little rhinestone brush to brush the rhinestones into place. All right, so it's just that easy. You can see there. All right, so what I'm going to do is pour my next color out, and let's get some, I guess this is like a greenish kind of color going up in here. Let's go with that. And sometimes you're pouring out one color and the little door pop open on another color. That's why I hate this thing. All right, so I'm going to continue with putting my rhinestones in. And you're just brushing them around so that they fall into place. So I'm going to try to get as many as I can up in that little area right there. And as you're brushing, they'll just fall into place because your holes are built, your holes are for your SS10. So these are SS10 rhinestones, so they just fall into those little spaces. So you can see what we have so far. And there's a little blue. Oh, I thought that was a blue dot there, but it's not. All right, so I'm going to continue on. Let's go and let's open up this one. I started to just pour them all in a baggie, all the colors into one bag and mix them up like that. And then I realized I didn't have any bags. Oh, I might have some in my craft room. Oh well, too late. Too late, baby. Now y'all see why I craft, because I can't sing. That's why. All right. I'm gonna try to roll these babies in and get them filled into this 5 and the 9 as best we can. All right, let's see. Looks like we got them all in there. You just have to kind of play with it a little bit. And make sure they're all laying on their backs. And not turned over. Make sure you don't have any that's doubled up. All right. We're going to keep going. There we have it. And I'm going to find another little green one to put down here. Y'all probably hear my dishwasher going. It is about 32 degrees here in Dallas today. And I ended up turning on my fireplace because I don't like cold weather under no circumstances. All right, so I'm gonna go next to this kind of, I don't know what these colors are, but we're just gonna go around like that. We'll put a little blue up in there. And again, the moral of the story is just use them up. Use them up. Like I'm trying to get all these babies to come out, and now they don't want to play fair. If I wasn't trying to get them to pour out, they'd be all over the place. All right. This is gonna be one colorful, established in 1959. Or 64, 59, and established in 64. It's gonna be one colorful shirt, y'all, for a rhinestone design. All right, let's flip that around. That looks a mess right now, and that's totally okay. I'm totally okay with that. All I'm going to do is just brush these rhinestones. Whatever color falls, wherever it falls, then so be it. And we're going to keep it going. All right. Now, what I like about this is that it'll be my first time stepping outside of the box and using just a variety of different colors where I don't really care where they fall. That's the beauty of this right here. All right. And we're going to keep it moving. Now somebody is going to ask me, who did that shirt for you? I did it myself. All right. So we're just going to keep brushing them around. And I'm going to show you what we have here as I go. So whatever I have left over, I will find a bag in my craft room and just call that multis. Multicolors. So when I want to make another design where I don't really care about, you know, one solid color or what have you, then I'll use these remaining rhinestones. But the moral of the story is get rid of them. I ordered them on Amazon, and I guess I didn't pay attention to how it was going to be. Or maybe it didn't show how it was going to be packaged. All right. We're almost there. I think I like it. Having the variety of, you know, a little some everything. Now I wish I would have just got that in there more multicolored instead of those two colors. But I'm just gonna leave it like it is. Now you don't want to pick this up, guys, because if you pick it up, your rhinestones are going to shift and you're gonna have to start all over. And so you want to make sure that you don't pick this up under any circumstances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once I get all my rhinestones laid out and I make sure I don't have any doubled up or laying on the side that is not the back, not laying on their back sides, then I will use my transfer sheet to pick them up or to lay down on here, and then I will be able to, you know, pick that part up. And then I'll be able to take it to the press. Take it to the press. I really like these. It's kind of like an aqua blue color. I think that's one that I've never used before, and I'm really liking it. I'm really digging it. All right, almost done here. We're getting our rhinestones laid on. All right. So this is what we have so far. I'm going get my little tool to help me clean up these rhinestones. But this is what we have. Hopefully you guys can see the full thing. Try to get my camera steady here. It's trying to do its own thing. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look this over to see where I might have any doubled up or laying on its back. And I'm just gonna go and flip them over and move doubles out of the way, because if it's not laying on its back side, it's not going to stick. You want it to be laying on the back side because that's where the glue is on the back side. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna work on this right here, and then I'll come back. We'll put the transfer sheet on top so you can see that process of doing that, and then we'll be ready to take this baby to the heat press and iron it onto our shirt. And just take your time is all I can tell you. If you are doing a rhinestone design, just take your time, because it pays off in the end to just be patient. Just be patient and go through the process. So all I'm doing now is moving any double rhinestones out of the way, making sure that none of my rhinestones are laying on their back and doubled up. So that's what I'm doing now. All right, so I'm gonna finish up this process, and then I'm gonna come back when I'm ready to put my transfer sheet on top. All right, guys, so we got all of our rhinestones laid onto our template here. And now I've even taken and put all of the rhinestones that I'm not going to use, and I'll find a little plastic bag to put them in, and I'll find another repurpose for this thing here. But it definitely won't be rhinestones. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our transfer tape, and I didn't have a 12 by 12 piece, so I took multiple sheets and tried to bring them together to make one so that I can cover this design. Now when I lay it down, I'm gonna try to go center out like that, and hopefully I don't mess up and shift my rhinestones around, because then that would be a nightmare. So I'm going to try to be as careful as possible with this made up piece of transfer tape here that I have tried to bring together to make one cohesive sheet, and I may not have done a really good job with that top. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna try to see. I'm just gonna do this part right here. So we're gonna take this and lay it down. Just like that. Okay, if they kind of shift, I just take my nail and kind of push them back, kind of sort of into position. All right, it's probably as good as I'm gonna get that. All right, and then what I do is I got some up here at the top that I'm gonna have to use this little piece that didn't want to cooperate, so I'm gonna try to have to lay it separately. And it looked like I got one rhinestone in here that lost its way, so I'm gonna have to try to get a rhinestone in there. But you want to just press down to make sure they're all in place. And like I said, you can use your nail or something sharp to kind of help you. Go there. And push that down. And then I'm going to get a rhinestone because I don't know what happened here. But it looks like I lost a rhinestone right there some kind of way. And I don't actually see it. So I'm going to put a rhinestone right there. And I think I didn't do too bad because, like I said, this is a made up 12 by 12 piece of transfer that I pulled together from pieces of scrap. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can get a rhinestone right in there. This is probably where I'm gonna have some problems. I'm gonna try not to lift too much up on it, but I'm gonna try to get a rhinestone in there. Without messing up my design. All right. Now I might have a double one somewhere because I did have enough rhinestones all in place. We're going to be heat pressing this at 329 for 15 seconds onto our shirt. I'm going to be putting this on a black cotton t-shirt. And we're going to go from there. I'm just trying to make sure I got all of my little circles in place because you don't want to end up getting ready to pick this up and everything goes to kaput. All right, guys, my camera stopped. But here we go. We have all of our rhinestones laid now. So now we're able to pick this up. So what we're going to do, you just want to look over your design, make sure all of your rhinestones are going in the right direction. None of them have kind of moved over. And like I said, you can take a sharp object or your nail or whatever to just make sure that they're all going in the right direction. I'm going to be heat pressing this onto a black cotton t-shirt. So we're going to go ahead and get this baby to the heat press so we can go ahead and press it on before I make a mistake. And then I'm going to be really upset with myself. As long as my circle is in place and all that good stuff, I think I'm good. I think I'm Gucci. Is that what they say? Gucci? I think I'm Gucci. So let's see if I can use this little bag to put my rhinestones in. I probably need to get one that zips, not zips, but you know, snaps together. All right, guys, we're gonna take this to the press and we're gonna get it pressed onto that black shirt and we're gonna see how it looks. And if I don't like it, then guess what? I got plenty of rhinestones here that I can actually put in the solid color rhinestone if I so choose. I think it's like almost 3,000 rhinestones that I'm working with, like 2,800 and something. I don't remember the number, but it's a lot of rhinestones. So you always want to make sure you have, when you're looking at the projects on Etsy, you want to make sure you have that many rhinestones available. And like once you start using these, it's hard to keep track of how many you have left in there. So you know, I don't like that thing. I'm pretty sure you guys know that by now. But anywho, let's go to the press and get this pressed on. 329 for 15 seconds. And we're going to be putting this on a 100% cotton t-shirt. And that's the beauty of using rhinestones, is that you can put this on polyester or you can put it on cotton. You don't have to worry about that. And yeah, let's go to the press. All right, guys, here we are at the heat press. And it is almost where we need it to be. I'm going to go ahead and lift this design up. And you want to make sure that the design does not that your transfer sheet doesn't touch. All right, if it touches, you're going to have a problem that you don't want to even discuss. All right, so we're going to go ahead and lay this down onto our black shirt. Okay, just like that. And I don't think I did too bad of a job considering I had to piece this transfer thingy together and to make it fit or make it like a 12 by 12 in size. But we are going to get this baby ironed on or pressed on. Now some people ask, can you use an iron? I've never tried to use an iron to do anything like this, so I think it's really the pressure to make sure that your rhinestones, after you wash it, stays in place. I think that's the biggest thing. But I think this is going to look really pretty, guys. So I'm excited. I got about 10 more degrees for this to be where we need it, and then we're going to go ahead and press it. And I said 15 seconds, but I'm actually going to do 20 seconds. And this would be reusable, but I'll probably trash it, to be honest with you. But under normal circumstances, your transfer sheet that you use can be reused. And this is not the transfer sheet that you use with vinyl. All right, we're almost there on our time and temperature. Let me make sure this is straight. Last thing I want is for my design to be Cricut. I think I'm good. All right, don't look like I missed any stones. So we are going to get this baby pressed on. I'm going to use a piece of Teflon. Just to be on the safe side. All right, our press is ready. Just gonna throw that on there for just good purpose. And we're gonna go ahead and press for 20 seconds. And then we will be done. And I probably will do this design again on a solid color on the black tee, because that was my initial goal. But I changed my mind once I decided this would be a good time to get rid of some of those rhinestones that I don't like. Not that I don't like, but I don't like the way they were packaged. All right, let's take a look here. And we got one rhinestone right there that came up. And actually it looks like two. It's like one right there. Oh no, it's darker color, but right there is definitely one that came up. So I'm going to press one more time just to see if I can. Let me do this because I think my pressure is off, because I loosened it before. There we go. And maybe that Teflon sheet probably didn't help me. All right, let's take a look now. See if we got it to stay. Nope, it must have been on its back. All right. So it looks like I got like one or two rhinestones right here. Like three little rhinestones right there in a cluster. So I want to see where they would have been. And I'm going to place them, and then I'm going to repress it. So I'm going to try to see if I can see where it would have been. If it's not in my circle, I know I need one right there. But if it's not in my circle, I'm not going to stress about it too much. But I'm going to bring you guys in closer so you can see the design. And I'm going to get one rhinestone and put it right there. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm going to take and put a rhinestone right there. This one looked like it was missing, but it's actually the blue color. So that's why it looks like one is missing right there, but it's actually not. And this gives you a chance to see what to do if you're ever in this situation. Okay, so we got that in there. The others look good. I think I'm missing one right there. And all I'm doing is just making sure that when I put them in there, that it is on its back. I can't really tell with that one because it's a darker color stone. So let me see if I can get a lighter color, like one of these kind of goldish looking ones, to put over there. All right, I got kind of a goldish color one. That'll be easy for my little blind behind to see. And let's see. All right, it just fell anywhere. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and press. I can't even tell where that little baby fell to, but I'm gonna go ahead and press it. As long as I got my circle, I'm good to go. So we're just gonna make sure that that one stone is in place. I'm just gonna put that on there just for safe purposes. Ooh, I made that baby really tight. I could barely push it down with one arm. All right, I think I'm gonna be Gucci. I think I'm gonna be Gucci. All right, let's take a look. Let me clip my press off. Let's take a look here. There we go. I think it's pretty. And it may look like it's going in the wrong direction to you guys because my camera's inverted, but I think it turned out really nice. Chime in the comments, tell me what you think. I can't wait to wear this. Yep, turned out perfect. All right, guys, so rhinestone design, SS10s, Etsy. I got the template from Etsy. I took it into Cricut Design Space and changed up the numbers and the established date to 1964. And we pressed it at 329. You would really be good at 15 seconds, but you know, I go overboard sometimes because I want to make sure my rhinestones don't fall off and look a hot mess, okay? But I can tell you from past experiences, I never lose my rhinestones after I wash them. Like, never. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Um, and yeah, you just want to make sure that you follow the instructions per any Etsy rhinestone design that you purchase. You just want to make sure that you follow the sizing. The sizing is crucial, okay? Because you want to make sure you don't alter those little circles um, bigger or smaller than what they are supposed to be, because otherwise it won't fit your. Isn't that pretty, y'all? Otherwise, it won't fit your SS10s. Okay. All right, guys. That's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Limited edition 59, established in 1964. All right. Okay, guys. If you're in my Facebook group, guys, thank you so much for following me via Facebook. And if you would like to join my Facebook group, it is linked in my pin site. All you have to do is click on the link in the description and or my link tree and agree to the Facebook group rules, and we will get you in, my friend. Okay. And then if you're currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, hey guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing me for the first time and you like my method of teaching, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because the more, the merrier. Oh, this is so pretty. I might start mixing up a whole bunch of rhinestones because I think this is awesome. On that black too. Oh yeah, chime in the comments and tell me what you think, guys. Um, but anywho, that's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. You guys know my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. Happy New Year's, guys. Bye.